Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, the Urban Woman Tarot and Oracle. I believe that's what it's called. Welcome back. Let's see. If you like material stuff, like on my Facebook page, I post. I do post my videos that I put here on YouTube on my Facebook page as well. But on Facebook, I also add in the little posters or the pictures of like the upcoming energies. Like, like when all the eclipses were going on, I was posting one of my favorite people for that is Rebecca James, and she always writes out the energy forecast for astrological events that come up. So I share her post to my page for people to read. So there's that's there. So there's like energy reading, like the energy at the time that I post. There's spiritual stuff there that I post. So if you like those things, then follow me over on Facebook. It's the Urban Woman 222. If you like hearing about spirituality and our purpose in this life and why we're here, literally like going down the rabbit hole here, okay? Our purpose, our mission, what we're here for, alien races, star systems, astrology. If you're into that sort of thing, then follow me over on TikTok. And I believe there it's the Urban Woman 222. I do know that my picture that's posted here on YouTube is the same picture, profile picture that's on my Facebook page as well as my TikTok page. I just started my TikTok channel, so it's I literally just started posting videos to it. So and I'm getting good responses over there as well. So I'm pleased with that one. So with these videos, I'm trying to reach like 100 subscribers, because I believe once you reach 100 subscribers on YouTube, you can start going live, and I want to do live readings. So that's my goal. So if you want to help a sister out, subscribe. I noticed that I promoted my last zodiac reading, which had over 1,000 views. I didn't even get one subscriber. So that was kind of like, that pulled on my heartstrings a little bit, but that's okay. Anyways, so I'm also going to promote this one to get it out there. So this reading here is going to be an actual love reading. Before I get into that, I do want to say, because I am going to promote it, that I'm going to do the reading that I do after it is going to be like the zodiac. Well, it's a zodiac reading, but I'm going to be doing which I've never done before, but I'm going to be doing a health reading for each zodiac sign. So I'm going to use this new deck that I got, because I got some new decks. I got this one, the Love Oracle, and the Crystal Ball. And I got one more, but it's over on the shelf, so I'll do a reading with it at another time. But the next zodiac reading that I do is going to be a health reading. I would just like to say that the reading that I did on myself with this was hands down accurate accurate AF. Okay? The stomach card came out. Small intestine card came out. There was another card, and I don't remember what it said, which the name of the card was, but it talked about the small intestines. And then the liver card came out. So when I tell you that for the past year and a half, I have struggled with gut issues and my stomach, and my intuition kept telling me that it was my small intestines. It was not my large intestine, it was my small intestines. So, like, I've been trying everything under the sun to work on my stomach. Well, I was diagnosed with IBS when I was like 17. So I assume, like a year ago that my IBS had come back because it went away. I actually had a holistic doctor about 13 years ago help me heal my gut and get my stomach straight. And now there's one thing that I don't have access to that I did have access to back then. Actually, two things. One is the water that I used to drink, the Kangen alkaline water. That's a life changer. That healed my gut issues. And then two, him, because he would do reflexology on my stomach. And, over time, our organs also tend to move around. So he would put them back in place. So I don't live in the same state as he does anymore. I don't get to see him as often. So I don't have access to that. But I'm going to be going to see him here real soon, like within the next couple of weeks. And I'm hoping, I know he'll put my organs back in place. I know they've moved around because, when you put on weight and your stomach gets bigger and then you lose weight. Well, I've done that several times since the last time I've seen him. It's been a couple years since I've seen him. So I know my organs need to be moved back around and readjusted. And he'll do that for me. And that will probably at least help some of my issues. I've also had issues with my liver for like 20 years. So with him, he's had me do, like, I'm talking about like hardcore ass liver cleanses, and it's not for the weak. Now I'm trying to tell you, boy, these liver cleanses, it's not, out here taking a pill or taking a capsule to clean out your liver. It's actually like you drink nothing but apple juice for 3 days, and then you drink grapefruit juice with olive oil and go to bed and wake up the next morning and you poop out all the gallstones that were in your gallbladder and all the sludge that was stored up in your liver. And when I tell you, after you do all that, if you, which you also are weak and you feel like you want to throw up the whole time, you feel like you got hit by a Mack truck afterwards. Like, I mean, you have to do that for like 3 days. And then on top of that, for the next 2 days after doing it, you're weak as hell. So it's a process. But I've had to do those several times with him, and I did one a couple months ago, which wasn't that bad, but I'm going to have to do another one here soon. And, that card also came out. So with these cards, not only do they tell you, not only are they like accurate, boy, but they also like tell you which herbs and foods to incorporate in your diet and what to stay away from to help correct the issue that's on the card. So, I mean, they're amazing cards. Now, when I do this one, I'm not going to promote it. So, it's just going to be for subscribers. So, and it's going to be the next one I do, too, which will be probably at least within the next week. So, if you are interested and you want to see this video, then I suggest you subscribe or come back to my channel and find it, okay? So, stay tuned for that one. Now, as for right now, I'm going to do a love reading, a Celtic cross spread with the Love Oracle deck. I'm going to clarify it with my lovely Kipper deck. And then if you have questions, then I'm going to answer it with the Crystal Ball Oracle deck. So, I've already shuffled the cards and gotten everything ready. Um, when I shuffled this deck, Unfinished Business popped out. Party popped out. And I think Music. So I will say this, with Unfinished Business, let me just tell you this real quick before I get in here, okay? So my boyfriend of almost 2 years broke up with me in March, like the end of March, right when Mercury was about to go retrograde. And I said to myself, this fool is breaking up with me right as we're going into Mercury retrograde. Lord, if he only knew. So, Mercury retrograde's over. I know his butt's going to be reaching back out soon, because you know how Mercury retrograde works. If you follow me and you listen to my videos, you know how Mercury retrograde works. So if you had someone break up with you right before the Mercury retrograde or during the Mercury retrograde, they'll be back. Just be patient. But they will be back, okay? Because, what's done in a Mercury retrograde, and it's even like, before Mercury even goes retro, there's a shadow period when it starts changing. So, it includes that time period too. So that's probably why that Unfinished Business card, there's a bug flying around. So that's probably why that Unfinished Business card flipped out. Okay? So if you experience that, just have patience, because they're on the real. They could come back around, but we're going to see. Let's see what the cards are going to tell us. And look, straight out the gate. Okay, so there has been a breakup. Let me go ahead and just lay these cards here out. So, it might be hard for you to see these cards. Let me see. Oh, shoot. That changes things, don't it? Okay, hold on just a second. Let me just play around with. Okay, there we go. So, we have right here in the center, and I also don't have the best camera. So, if you can see right here in the middle, we have breakup. And I gotta work with the glare. But anyways, so we have breakup. There has been a breakup. This could be within the past 30 days, or, sometime within the past 30 days or currently, okay? Someone walked away, ended the relationship, their separation, like it's over. I would also even say that either, because in the root here we have wedding. So with this person, you were either married to this person, or you thought that this was going to be the one or your forever person. Okay, you thought you guys were going to get married. If you're not married to them, you could also have been engaged to them, but something happened to cause a breakup. Now, the challenge here is hookup, which says one night stand, intimacy, casual relationship, and or fling. So I would say to you that if you are wanting this person to return to you and you want them to stick around, I would not have a one night stand or a hookup with them. I would make them, if you want them to stay and stick around, you need to make them work for it. Okay? You need to make sure that you take your time and that they are serious about trying to give it a go again or try again at fixing the relationship. Otherwise, if you just have a hookup with them, then, because that card literally says a one night stand. Now, unless, because I've been there before, where it's like, if I could just have one more night with them, I'd be okay. So unless that's the message for you, okay? So if you think or feel like if you had a hookup with them and then you'd be okay after that, like that would help you to get over them or past them, then there's that. So you're going to have to take that card in either one of those directions. Like if you feel like you just need one hookup and then you're over them, okay, that's your message. But if you're like, no, I don't want to have just a hookup, I want to give this another try, then don't be tempted to hook up with them right away. You need to make them work for it and like date you again, like you're starting over from scratch. Don't sleep with them right away, because it could very well end up being, if you do, screwing things up for you and not turning out that way. So, in the past, we have divine timing, wrong timing, stalemate, perfect timing, waiting. So, in the past, something happened here in the past, and it could have been divine, because this is divine timing, that the divine orchestrated this to happen for some reason. Okay? Now, I say that because we have in the future change, and there's a butterfly on it, and it says regeneration, growth, metamorphosis, and cycles. Now, it could have been that you needed this breakup with this divine timing over here so that the two of you could split ways and go through a metamorphosis, a growth, a regeneration, like away from each other, apart, and work on yourselves individually to then come back together as two people that have evolved. Okay? Now, you could either have children with this person, or you have had a past life with this person, because this speaks of like generations, children, ancestors, and origin. So there is something familiar, and I mean that like family familiar. You know how you say like, oh, those are my familiars? That's how I mean that, okay? Like for me, crows, they're my familiars, okay? So this person, I would say, is one of your familiars. So it's either like they're from a past life where you had a soul contract with them, and here they are again in your life to help you in this time that you're in, divine timing, in this time period in your life right now. So it could be that, or that you actually have kids with this person. But I would say that this is a person with this wedding card that you thought you were going to be a family with. Even if you don't have to have kids with this person to have a family. Like, they could have kids, and then you could have kids, from other people, and you thought that you guys were going to all come together and you would have a family together. Or it is that, they don't have kids, or maybe just one of you has kids, but y'all were going to be a family together. Or it's just the two of you, and you thought, we're going to create a home and a family together with just, us. Maybe that would lead to y'all eventually having kids one day. But, so there may or may not be children involved. You're just going to take whichever one applies to your story, your situation. But you thought that this was going to be the person for you. And then, there's this breakup. So, hopefully my comment about my boyfriend breaking up with me during that Mercury retrograde comment, hopefully if you felt like that hit home with you, then I would say that's also going to apply to you as well. So, because what's done during a Mercury retrograde gets undone after the Mercury goes direct. So, if they broke up with you during it, just know that they'll be back. Alright, so you at this moment. Alright, so we have storm warning. upheaval, obstacle, wrecking ball, and drama. Now, with this card, this is like, this, let me zoom out just a little bit more. Alright. Not bad. This is the first time I've ever done this on my camera. So this is actually, oh no, not that way. This is actually, look, there we go. Okay, I'm learning. So, this is you. The storm warning. Now look. Either your emotions are overriding right now and you don't have control over them because you're mad, you're upset, you're angry. Look, let me tell you, when my boyfriend broke up with me, I was pissed off and angry for 3 weeks. 3 weeks I was angry and pissed off. Lord, boy, I was a mad bitch for 3 weeks. I'm telling you, I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want nobody to talk to me. I didn't even want to go around my family. I told my daddy, I was like, because there was a family function, I was like, look, he broke up with me. I'm mad as hell. And my daddy was like, I don't blame you. You've been with him for a long time. So that's a lot of years invested into a relationship with somebody. I don't blame you for being pissed off. And I said, oh, you know, I was glad that somebody understood me. You know what I mean? And I said, I'm not coming to the cookout because I said, you know, I'm angry, Daddy. And I don't want to take my anger out on my family. So I said, I'm not going to come. I'll wait for the next one. And of course he said, you know, I don't blame you. You know, you do what you got to do. But, you know, I understand. Okay? And anyways, you know, that really helped me out a lot for him to understand me and where I was coming from. So you could be in this pissed off, angry, mad stage right now where you're kind of a wreck. Your emotions are overpowering. They have the lead right now in your life. But you got to give yourself time. Because trust me, for me, it took 3 weeks. It took 3 weeks. Okay? So just know that it will pass. Every storm will pass. Okay? And so will this. Like how you're feeling, it will pass. The only advice I could give you in this time period is to try to practice patience with others, especially patience with yourself, and compassion and kindness. Okay? Try not to take your anger out on other people. Trust me, they're going to be able to see it and notice and tell that you're angry. I mean, my coworkers at work, you know, they all immediately were like, why are you mad? I mean, when I went to work, as soon as I walked in, boy, they were like, hey, why are you mad? I was like, well, my boyfriend broke up with me. What? I mean, yeah, they were all like, what? I mean, a few of the girls I work with were like, girl, we can go TP his house. This one girl, boy, bless her heart. Love her, boy. She was like, have you ever taken a box of mashed potatoes and dumped it in someone's yard a day before it was about to rain? I'm like, no. And she was like, girl, we could go to the dollar store. We could buy 10 boxes of instant mashed potatoes and just dump it all over his yard the day before it rains. Because when the rain comes, oh, that shit blows up like foam, and you can't get it out of your yard. And I'm like, girl, I'm over here like, how many times have you done this? She's like, girl, I've been doing stuff like this. Okay, this isn't my first rodeo. She was like, we can TP his house. We can throw mashed potatoes in the yard. We can call the Jehovah's Witnesses and give them his address. And I was like, no, I don't want to do any of that stuff, but thank you. Oh, anyways. So just know, people will be able to tell, when you're angry and when you're upset. So, talking about it with friends also helps, because trust me, even though, I'm over here against everything that Morgan's like saying that we could do to him, I'm like, no, I don't want to do any of that stuff. But even though I'm over here saying no, talking with her about it helped. Okay? So, anyways, so in your environment, with this person, there's still a magnetic attraction here. Alluring, lust, irresistible flirting. So they still feel this pull to you. So if you are, especially if you're in a point where, because I know it does take a minute for the anger and this stuff right here, everything I talked about in this, it does take a minute for this to pass. But when this here passes, my advice to you is to focus on yourself. Like, start focusing on how you dress, like dressing either more sexier or more, we're about to go into some energy where, there are a couple of zodiac signs, and I don't remember exactly which one they are, but if you follow Joshua Pingley on TikTok, he talks about it. But there's 4 zodiac signs, Pisces is one of them, that this year, they're in their villain era, okay? And then there's something else where Lilith is coming up, where she's going to start affecting some of the signs as well. And that's all about your villain side, your shadow side, your dark side. So if you can tap into that energy, then, focus on, you could either dress more sexier, or you could start dressing more like earthly, revamping your wardrobe, like change your hair, upgrade your makeup routine. Focus on self-care, because that right there is also going to tap into this magnetic attraction. It will help assist in pulling this person back to you. So, and then of course, when they see you, they're going to be like, holy shit. Like, what the hell? It's like you'll probably, knock their socks off. And because, the outcome over here is regret. So, I'm telling you, they regret whoever did the breaking up. And I swear, I feel like the female in this scenario is not the one that did the breaking up. It's the masculine. He's the one that caused the breakup. But even though, and yeah, that's a man. Cause, even though there is long hair, that is a man though. So he's in regret. He knows he made a mistake. This is guilt, wrong choice, and apology. So you have fears though around this heartbreak, this hurt, betrayal, this grief, disappointment that this person's caused you. You have a fear that even if they came back, that they would do this again. Now, we can ask the crystal ball at the end if that will happen again if you want to. So if you want to know the answer to that one, if that's one of the answers, then, hold the course. But this here is literally for 30 days. So this is from the moment you see it for the following 30 days. Okay? So at the end of this 30 days, at the time you see this, you're going to see that, one, there's a change. There's a regeneration. There's growth. And there's growth on both ends. There's a metamorphosis here. There has been a cycle that has gone, that this has been through this separation or this breakup here, and there is regeneration and change on both sides. So when the two of you come back together, and I believe that there is going to be a coming back together, this person, this masculine, is going to realize and see that he made a mistake, that he made a wrong choice. I do feel like, because apology is on this card, that he is going to apologize to you for breaking up with you. Because it does end in regret. So I will tell you, the best comeback, especially for us women, can be a glow up. Okay? So focus upon, like, if you are especially wanting this masculine to return, and if, you know, when I talked about like the shadow side and, you know, the villain era, if you want this person eating out of the palm of your hand, then you need to get yourself ready. Whether you need to start working out, working on your wardrobe, working on your makeup, your hair. Self-care is key here. You need to get yourself ready for when this masculine returns. If you want him to be like, I'm not going to say like on hand and knees, like begging or eating out of the palm of your hand, then you need to get yourself ready. Okay. There's that card again. So, let me see. How did I do this earlier? And if I go that way? Okay. So, the bottom of the deck. We have relationship up here at the top. Commitment partner, boyfriend, girlfriend. Okay. So, you two were definitely in some type of committed relationship, whether this is whether this was in your mind your life partner, or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or I'm not really seeing marriage, but we do have the wedding card. It could have been, your husband or your wife. Okay, it could be that it could apply to, a marriage. But we have, and these are the cards that flipped out in the shuffle: unfinished business, signs and synchronicities, and party. So in this relationship, there's unfinished business between the two of you. Okay, it says, it's not over. Patterns, back and forth, and baggage. So I do feel like when this person comes back to you, they're going to come back with flowers. They will apologize. There are signs and synchronicities that are signaling this person, that's giving them hints. They're receiving messages from the universe. You could be receiving the same. Okay? But there are coincidences going around for this person to draw them back to you. That magnetic attraction over here. So when you get back with this person, it's either going to create either a party, like either you're going to go to a party or some type of event, or it's just going to be like a celebration on your end because the two of you have come back together. So now let me go ahead with the Kipper deck and clarify a few things. And I'm not going to clarify too many. What is this change right here for the collective? What is this change? What can you tell me about this change? Look, message of concern. So they are going to be sending you a text message. Now, I will say, because this deck here also has this deck also has the card in it, message, which means like receiving a text message. But this one is also, receiving a message, but it's of concern. So they may reach out to you with some, they're concerned about something. Okay? So it's like they're reaching out to you with urgency, like, are you doing okay? I heard, something happened, or, they may come up with some like sob story that might not even be real as a reason, to give them permission, so to speak, of why, giving you a reason why they're able or wanted to reach out to you. It might not even be true. They just might be making up some reason. Oh, I heard, this and this happened, so I want to make sure you were okay. That sort of thing. So, just know that, here in the next, 3 to 4 weeks, they're going to be reaching out on something. So, be prepared. But it looks as though, this whole time, I would say that, you've been focused on your family and doing stuff with your family in the meantime during this. You've been working. You've been focused on your job. The thing is this toil and labor card here. I don't like this little card, but it comes out, and the reason why I don't like it is because it comes out a lot for me. But anyway, so this toil and labor card, you could be really feeling like you've been working your ass off over here, and it's like you're making pennies and nickels for all this hard work you've been putting in, and you just feel like right now you've just been slaving away, You could also be doing a side hustle, and you're working your little tail off at that, but that right there, you don't feel like you do, like how I said in this card, okay? So if you have a side hustle, this is you. You love working on your side hustle. It makes you happy. This would be like your professional job, like your career, your actual 9 to 5, or your job that you have. This is how you feel about it, okay? But for you, there's a lot of eyes and attention on you at this time, okay? And there is, and look, look at this, because there's a butterfly here, and then we have the pathway card, and there's butterflies here. And when I tell you that where I am, I'm in North Carolina, the butterflies are coming out the woodwork, man. They're coming out right now everywhere. So you could be seeing butterflies. That's telling you that, regeneration and change and rebirth has happened. So it's here. It's upon us. That's for certain. Okay? So, but there is a pathway leading you back, I feel like, back to this person. Okay? What is this? What can you tell me about the storm warning? What is the storm warning? What is the storm warning? Okay, so you may feel, I felt the same daggone way. You may feel stuck or a prisoner to your anger and the upheaval that you're going through, or the drama right now. If there's a lot of drama going on around you right now because of this breakup, you feel like you are stuck to it, like you're not gonna be freed from it. But don't you worry, you will. You will. So there is going to be change for you here. You see this cannon? That's being catapulted. So you will be catapulted out of this imprisonment energy shortly, especially within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Okay? If you're not in and out of the courthouse because of like a marriage, or you had like legal, like if you and this person had like things together, like a mortgage, or you had car, co-signer type deal, if it's not a situation like that, it's just that you were doing things by the book. You could be in and out of these structures here, because you remember when I talked about a side hustle, like if you're trying to get like a side hustle going, then you've been working trying to get, you're having to turn in, contracts or agreements or documents to get that stuff going. Like I've been doing that too. Okay. In the meantime, You know, he's in the masculine in this is in despair. He could really have taken a hit on his finances by when he broke up with you as well. So, you know, when you're a divinely protected child by the divine, you know, God don't play around. So, you know, for him breaking up with you, God could have really have hit him financially hard for that. So, and then we've got thief. So it's like, you know, someone could have said to him, you know, hey, can I borrow this, but I'll give it back to you in a few weeks. If he did that shit during a Mercury retrograde, he can pretty much, you know, kiss that money goodbye. That could be the thing. Somebody came in and, you know, took money from him and he ain't getting it back. But whatever the scenario is in this, there is going to be a catapult of change with this. Like, it's coming. But and I just cut the deck to expectation. So you know and expect something out of this. What is this magnetic attraction? What can you tell me about? And look, family room flipped out. Okay, family room, that flipped out. So I don't know if you two could get together like at your house or either their house, and you know, fall into playing around, rolling around on the ground, because there's a rug in this family room and there's a rug that they're on. So you two could have an intimate encounter on the rug, on the floor. What is this magnetic attraction? So usually for me, when the sudden wealth card comes out, because that's like the jackpot, usually for me when that card comes out, whatever I just said hit the jackpot. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen. So I feel like you and this person are definitely going to have, you know, like an intimate moment on the floor. Now I will say this, because at the bottom of the deck, you remember how I talked about this hookup card? Well, this is where this scenario is coming in, because I'm telling you, this person could be coming in just trying to have a hookup with you or a one night stand. Now keep in mind too that, remember that message of concern? He's wearing a mask. He's trying to weasel himself back in here. Okay? So he's not revealing. He's making up a story, creating a scenario so that he can re-enter your life. You are going to have to play your cards right when he comes back, because remember, he's got this mask on. He's got hidden motives, basically. So you're going to have your poker face on and play your cards right when this masculine comes back, because you do have the upper hand in this scenario. Like, you are the mature woman here. You're the mature person in this scenario. But still, though, you feel like this girl here in the middle, this toil and labor, like you've just been through it. And like, there's a lot weighing on you right now because of what you're having to do, especially if this person was helping you financially with your bills before, and now, when they broke up with you, they took their money with them and they haven't helped you. And so this has put a lot of weight on you, and like, you're angry and mad and pissed off because, one, you don't know how you're going to be able to pay all these bills, and then two, you're out here having to work your ass off, and it's almost like, you know, you're not making enough. And that can put a lot of stress on you. It can definitely cause you to have stress and worry. And you know how those things can create, you know, bad health. So it's either, and this one here is going to go one of two ways as well. Either this is put you in a bad health situation where your stress and anxiety levels have been, you know, sky high, or you're just exhausted, okay? Or either whatever this masculine did, which could be him coming back in, because this is a masculine that's laying in this hospital bed here. It could be him coming back in, playing, what he's gone through since he's broken up with you. That could be what because look, that little boy, Poverty, okay? It could be that he comes back in with this sob story about, either he got sick and had to lay out of work, and, his finances took a hit. He could be coming in with that side story, so just, be prepared, be aware of that. All right, what is this regret card? What can you tell me about this regret card? There's that damn false person card again. So, and then look. So, we do have change. So, like, here's the carriage. Here's him coming back. But remember, he's having to maneuver in a way to get back into your good graces. Because for one, he might not know exactly, because we don't have the social media card here, so it's not, that card's not showing up to say that he's been watching you. So he doesn't know exactly how you're going to react or how you're going to be when he returns. So he's kind of like having to sneak his way back in. And I feel like, this bad health card is going to be how he weasels his way back into your life, is that, something happened to him, okay? But when he comes back, he's definitely bringing his money back with him, I'll say that much. So you at least will have, the money portion will come back. You may also feel like, you've been, like, your life will, like, especially if you're down here from that toil and labor, and then when he comes back, it's like, finally the money's come back. So you'll be able to relax because the money will be there and you won't have to work as hard. But it is, him coming back in. And then we do have high honor. So I guess when he comes back in, it's like it's going to catapult you into either a higher commitment, or it will help, or that high honor card means that there is a push. Like, how a grasshopper, most things can go from here to there. Grasshopper medicine says that grasshopper can go from here to here. Like, you can make leaps and bounds where other people take baby steps, okay? So it's the same thing, same kind of scenario with that high honor card. Like, it catapults and shoots your ass forward. So I would say that with that card, that once you two kind of get settled in, then you will be catapulted into a better, bigger and better. Now, this heartbreak card, ask your question. So for me, I'm gonna ask, so I'm asking, is this going to happen again? Now, you formulate your question, and then let's answer it. So what answer do you have? What messages do you have around this heartbreak card? All right, here we go. Well, we have choose a new direction. So it may be that, let me look at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So it says, go, the time is right. Then we have yes, unlikely, no need to worry. Now, when I read a 3-card spread, this is the past, the present, and the future. This says you need to choose a new direction. I feel like this is telling you that you need to quit, because what you focus on is what you attract. So if you keep thinking about, okay, he's just going to break my heart again, if you keep putting energy toward that, that's what you're feeding. So that will manifest. So I think you need to choose a new direction and choose a new thought pattern, change your thoughts, and stop feeding the heartbreak so that it doesn't manifest in the future. Now, this is heartbreak. Did they cause you heartbreak in the past? Yes, they did, because this is the yes card. Let me see if I can move. No. Okay, so this is yes, unlikely, no need to worry. So here, this is a full moon. I don't know when the full moon, the next full moon is coming up, but there's a full moon right here in that eye. So there's also a full moon right there. So I bet you this person is going to return on the next full moon. So I would pay attention and look up when the next full moon is. That's literally in like 2 to 3 weeks. So that might be about the time frame that you and this person reconcile. Now, I don't know when the new moon is, but if you are really wanting this person to return, then I would, take advantage of the new moon, look that one up, and see when it's going to, because I think it's going to be in the next couple of days. You set your new moon intentions. If you want this person to return, then you need to ask for that under the new moon. If you want, if you want to even narrow it down to the nitty gritty and be like, I want them to come back and apologize to me. I want them to have their mind right. I want a fresh start, and I want to start over, and I want us to get back into a committed relationship. Then you need to state those things under the new moon. And then by the full moon is probably when you're going to be seeing these things manifest, because we've got the full moon right here in the middle, which is the present. So this is saying to you, whatever you asked about this, it's unlikely to happen. And then going into the future, there's no need to worry. So, this might be, this breakup here that you had with this person might have been something that needed to happen to create a change or to create some type of growth between the two of you. And then I just cut the deck to let go with another full moon, and there's a butterfly on it. So when this card here comes out, this means that, this doesn't mean no. It means that you need to let go of the way you're thinking, the way you're looking at it. You need to let go of that scenario you've created, and you need to, and you remember, choose a new direction. You need to change your thoughts and look at it. You need to gain a new perspective. Let go of the old one and regain a new perspective, which is why that butterfly is there, and then that full moon again, okay? So, all right. So that's all I have for you. Please, feel free to comment and let me know, like, what your, if this resonated. Give me some leave comments. I love comments. I don't really get a lot, but I do love comments, okay? I love reading them. I've had a few. I do respond to them, and leave me some feedback. Let me know if this resonated or not. If it did resonate, then definitely give the video a like or a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. If you want to leave a donation or, tithe into the reading, my information on how to do that is in the description box. If you don't want to leave a donation, then just give me a subscribe or a thumbs up. You can tithe into the reading by doing one of those two things. If you definitely are interested in this health reading that I'm going to be doing soon, then I would suggest subscribing to the channel, because I'm not going to promote that one. And I just cut the deck to liquid courage. So bravery, confidence, intoxicated, odd behavior. You remember how when that card came up that said message of concern, And I said, they're going to try to create some scenario, some reason to reach out to you. Well, it might take them getting drunk to get the courage to reach out to you. So if you end up receiving, drunk text messages from them, then know that, that's a very, that's a possibility as well. Okay. So that might be what it takes for them to give them the balls to finally reach out to you. I'm pretty sure because, to thine own self be true, and I know me, boy. I know with my ex, he knew that when I was mad or upset with him, he would approach me very gently. Okay? Like, you could see the caution and the worry and the gentleness in his eyes, in his facial expressions, even in his body. Like, he would come in real gentle. Like, even in his face. Okay? And once, like, I would either touch him or take his hand or, respond, he would then relax. And he would be very aware and open to, being gentle and easing himself back in until my energy had calmed down and relaxed. So, it might be that this man, when he returns, is going to be the same way. But I will say, just be careful of the hookup thing. And then too, now that we've gotten to this point, if you've been thinking about going out here hooking up with somebody, because I'm going to tell you, my daddy once said to me, even in front of him at Christmas, it didn't involve, when my daddy made this comment, it didn't involve me or my ex, okay? My daddy was talking about, a relationship that he had, but he made the comment and to us, the best way to get over a person is to get under another one. So if you have been thinking that, thinking like that there, and you've been thinking about going out here having a hookup with somebody to help you get over this one, you may want to rethink that if you have plans or intentions on getting back together with this person. Because that could cause a fight or an argument down the road. So just make sure, every choice has, a price to pay. So, choose wisely. All right. So I thank you all for tuning in and joining me on this reading. And I hope to see you in my, my subscriber section or something. But I'll see you again here for the next reading, which will be the zodiac reading, but the health reading. All right. So thank you all for being here. Take care and namaste.